think so. One of the good things I've always felt about is that when people start speaking about justice beyond legal, and I always feel like, okay, finally we are taking it away, because even in my local language and all, whatever the local word, nyaya for justice, it's not just legal. So I'm always excited, communities and activists get a chance to define justice. But I mean, it's an interesting moment, at the same time scary, because I get very scared about this work. It's emotionally exhausting. I feel like nobody understands you. It's such a small group, and we are really trying hard not to fight with each other. But it's really nice, like learning so much from different regions. At the same time, the patience we practice, because there's a lot of unlearning. There's a lot of slow listening, and since as lawyers, you're used to arguing. You're not used to listening and thinking and even questioning what you really believed. So it's very interesting, but I do admit it's very exhausting. How do you think we practice kindness, like, in this kind of work? Like, is there space for it? Because I know you work directly with people in your community.
Yeah, I think so. And something about kindness and breathe and everything, I think it's part of what we are doing with, for example, in Justa Justicia campaign.
Correct.
Because we have some cases that we got from people like in the field, which is interesting.
Correct.
Not only from lawyers, but from communities and from grassroots movement. But at the same time, we are saying we don't have the answers. We just have the questions. So we bring the questions, we want to work with you, and we want to build together. And sometimes that is something that is hard for people in the beginning to understand.
Yeah.
But after like a little while, they really engage with the conversation. And that are the moments where I say, okay, I can breathe and I can rest, because there are other people thinking about this and trying to be mindful of all of this.
Correct.
And working with survivors, victims, and with violent cases, I think the most important thing is just to allow ourselves being human, and not just like the legal advisor in the context of a judiciary case. It's like being like someone who can be with the person, the woman that has it conflict, and make her or their feel that they own their conflict.
I joke back in India that how feminists have killed sexiness out of sex, because we are so militant. We have killed all of this. So in this decriminalization work, beyond criminalization, I'm very happy that I'm able to listen to others, bring joy, humor back, and even flirting if it's allowed. Because there's so much of potential, and by listening to the community, what are different ways of doing it, it has been really good. Like you said, the joy that law school took away from me. Nothing against law school, but feminist jurisprudence can be better there. But it's really nice that community is giving us back. So I always feel like if only feminist lawyers or more lawyers work with community and experience this joy. I know it sounds very hippie, but they would also understand, there's a world outside courtrooms, and it is really nice.
Yeah.
I really hope so. More and more people join this. More and more people see the potential of what we are doing here. Yeah. If only lawyers listen to the community, like your work, even law would become more easy to implement. Because right now I feel like all the work of implementation is done by lawyers, judges who hate the work.
Who hate people, basically. Sometimes.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, there's a whole disconnection, right? Like law makes everything very sterile. Everything is, like Kafka said, everything is just, you don't know, you just feel so disconnected. So our work is a beautiful chance of connecting back to the community. I mean, I'm not saying let's just completely eradicate law, but there can be a feminist version of law. There can be a kinder version of law.
I think we have been trained in violence in a way. So it's like the only response to violence is violence. So that's why I think we are so, like, a society so entitled to use criminal law in all issues, because it means for society that if something is a crime, that's the important issue, or that's something that it not should be done. So I think it's important that we change our way of thinking about how we can solve conflicts in a different way.
Yeah.
I know that it's really a really long path.
Yeah.
But I think we are having really
Yeah.
amazing conversations with a lot of people
Yeah.
that understand like us that there has to be other.
Correct.
Like I said in the beginning, what else?
What
There
else?
has to be
Yeah.
something else that we can.
I always
do.
tell myself this can't be the end. I wasn't born for this. This cannot be the whole. No, it cannot be. I believe in multiverse. There has to be a parallel universe because it. And I keep saying it's the easiest to hit. It's the easiest. It's such carnal, such a basic response. Whereas it's more difficult to look into your eyes. And this I'm talking such a basic thing. Then you have your kids. Then you have your apartment, society, your life. Big. So even if we learned it from our parents. I'm not blaming anybody. It's all we just generationally we
It's
just
in the culture.
it's culture. It's in my head. It's easy and it's lazy, and I think so. We are privileged. We are educated. We had access to amazing books. We have literature. We have poetry. So we can't be lazy. But I again say let's have more feminists. Because I'm very scared for feminists, the few feminists who are doing this because it's tiring. So I hope so more and more younger, more and more senior people come and it spreads and so that we can pass it on.
Yeah, and also I hope we have like this more common understanding of a lot of things, and I don't know, I really trust in that we can come up with something else for the society, because I think feminist movement historically changed the society. So we can change the criminal law. I think we can change this violent system, and I have a lot of hope in feminists and also in communities to make this possible.
Completely agree.